In this video, we will talk about the Agile Manifesto. What is the Agile Manifesto? It was created in February 2001 by a group of software experts. It contains 4 values and 12 principles. It was written by software experts, so it uses terminology that matches software development, like working software. However, these ideas are applicable to any kind of knowledge work projects, like IT projects, for example. It states that we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others to do it. Through this work, we have come to some values. The format of these values is that we value A over B. We will not do A instead of B, but both A and B will be components of our projects. But we should apply more focus and intention to A than to B. The Agile Manifesto consists of 4 values and 12 principles. Let's go through them one by one. The 4 values. The first value states that we value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Processes and tools are necessary for our projects. However, we need to focus more on individuals and interactions. Because projects are undertaken by people, problems are solved by people, deliverables are accepted by people, not processes and tools. Imagine that you have the best processes and tools ever in your project with inefficient individuals. Can your project be successful? I doubt. But if you have the best individuals in your project, they can succeed even without having efficient processes and tools. Again, this does not mean that processes and tools are not important or not needed. This means that our projects are ultimately about people. So it is a reminder where to focus your time and efforts. The second value states that we value working software over comprehensive documentation. It can be rephrased to a broader term as working instead of working software, we can replace it by working systems over comprehensive documentation. This value reminds us to focus on the project deliverables. To focus on the business value, we are delivering more than the paperwork. Project documentation should be just enough or barely sufficient to the project needs. The most important is the working system or the working software, which means the deliverable that you will deliver to your customer. The third value states that we value customer collaboration over contract negotiation. What does this mean? Does it mean that I need to violate the contract in order to be cooperative with the customer? Of course not. It means that we need to be more flexible and accommodating rather than being rigid and uncooperative. So, we should recognize in advance that things will change. This is the nature of agile projects. That's why we follow an agile approach. The relationship with the customer needs to be more trusting, and we need as well to design an agile contract that allows a room to accommodate change. We will discuss the details of the agile contracts later in this course. The fourth value states that we value responding to change over following a plan. What does this mean? Does it mean that we don't need to follow a plan? Or does it mean that agile projects doesn't have a plan? Of course not. Planning in agile is different from traditional projects because simply the available information at the beginning of the project is not sufficient. So it doesn't make sense to create a detailed plan in advance and invest our efforts try to bring the project back on track whenever any change arises. So, it would be better to focus our efforts in responding to those changes that will inevitably arise. Agile planning is different. It's based on planning to replan according to the changes that will arise.